Hello, this is Chaundra, your disabled bestie. I know this isn't a regular post day as we normally post on Tuesdays, but I got some breaking news that I wanted to share with my YouTube subscribers and anyone who watches my videos and takes interest in my content. As I just recently explained, I started attending Bradley University to get a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. I originally started this journey back in 2023. I started going to Liberty University and I only made it there like 2 semesters. It just was not a good fit. It was an ultra Christian university, and we literally had to insert Bible scriptures in our evaluations of psychological theories, which didn't seem to gel with me because you're really not supposed to merge religion with medicine or with science. As a therapist, you shouldn't show a bias based on someone's religion. So I decided to stop attending that school and I started going to Bradley University. It was a much better fit, much better fit. Enjoyed the classes, enjoyed what I was learning, everything along those lines. And then my mother died. And, at first I was in school, but, my mother's death really took a toll on me. I mean, I really underestimated how grief can, derail. I don't want to say derail, but can really hinder your performance, can hinder your lifestyle. Like, it just really turns your world upside down. And, I took a pause to address this, to go fully through the grieving process. Just put a pause button on my education just to grieve my mother. And then I will resume when my heart was ready. So, classes are due to start August 26, 2026. Today, I just went online to register for my classes. And then I noticed under the financial services tab that my tuition wasn't paid for. So I called the financial aid office and I explained to them, like, hey, I'm just trying to register for my classes, but, my financial aid has not been applied. And she said, okay, I'll work on this. Someone will get back to you shortly. About an hour later, I get an email from the university basically explaining to me that Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill has now eliminated graduate plus loans, which is how I was financing my education. So I have no way to pay for school now. No way. Now, I could do private loans, but considering I'm disabled on a very fixed income, I will need a cosigner. And I just don't have that. So not only has the idea of me not being able to go back to school for something that I was excited for and I wanted to do and I was looking forward to just hit me. But let's compound that with the fact that now I'm grappling with an overall shift in my dream for my life. Just imagine that for a second. You have a dream for your life that you've been working towards for years, all of a sudden it's presented to you that it's not going to happen. You know, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I never have been, never will be. You know, truthfully, I don't stay tuned into the news because I want to avoid him. You know, I don't think he's an intelligent human being. He definitely does not have the best interest of the American people. Me as an example, someone who is disabled, who does not want to live on a fixed income forever, going back to school, getting an education to better their lives. How is that a threat to our democracy? You know, like with the whole immigration thing, there was a reason for that, right? And some folks bought into it. I never bought into it. You know, these illegal aliens are criminals and rapists and murderers and leeching the system and taking jobs away from Americans. I did not agree with how they retained, how they looked for these individuals, how they detained them, how they held them in unsavory living situations, and then ultimately deporting them. But in some way, you can rationalize that these illegal aliens are hampering the American democracy. You can rationalize that if you want to. I don't personally subscribe to it, but I've heard people rationalize it. But rationalize this for me. How does a person pursuing a master's degree to earn a higher income, to make their lives better, to pursue the American dream, is now a threat to democracy? Why did this big, beautiful bill include the elimination of the pursuit of graduate education? Why is that even an issue for us? Sorry, I just had to go on a rant. This is Chaundra, your disabled bestie. I'll see you soon.